Alright, welcome back to the channel, welcome if you're new, and welcome back to the Unreleased. And this time we're gonna look at something called Command and Conquer Commando from like 97, right? Which is, I wouldn't say unreleased game, because there's really no game here. It's more like a test thingy, or I guess tech demo, right? Would be proper way. Yeah, I mean, not really much here, but it's really interesting and kind of, I don't know, a bit unique, I guess, because this is considered like the earliest possible prototype when it comes to Renegade, right? Command and Conquer Renegade, which, came out years later, and not on PS1 as well, right? So, on next gen, right, basically. And yeah, this one's, from like 97, kind of like very early idea, which is pretty interesting. And the reason why this was cancelled is because apparently the company that worked on this and developed this went out of business, right? But the main dude afterwards went to the Westwood Studios, and he was one of the devs who did the good old Red Alert 2, right, and also Generals, and one of those Lord of the Rings games as well for the EA, right, afterwards. When it comes to EA kind of owned Westwood in a sense, right? So yeah, right, they did publish most of Westwood games as well, right, afterwards. But maybe still do, I don't know. But yeah, the thing is, apparently that was the case. Maybe, right? That's, according to the info from Cutting Room Floor. But yeah, we're gonna look at this, right? There is something to see, right? As we're gonna go. Not much, but, could be interesting to some who like this sort of thing and maybe likes Command and Conquer games, right? I do, personally. My favorites, like Red Alert 2. I have it on PS1, played a lot of it back in the day as a kid, right, so which, wasn't really good at it, but I think I did one of the campaigns fully, and yeah, I did like that game, and then afterwards I played Generals on PC as well, but that was like, I don't know, roughly 20 plus years ago, right, last time when I played any of those games. So it's been a long time, right? But yeah, I do like Command and Conquer. I think, those games were awesome. And when it comes to Renegade, I played it vaguely a little bit, because I never owned it. I think someone lended me the game for a bit, and then I played it a little bit, but I don't think I ever really got into it. So maybe one day I'll do it on a channel, right? I'm kind of curious what it is and what's, what's all about it, right? Because again, playing RTS games on channel, I kind of would like to, right? There's quite a few I really like, but at the same time, I mean, you must be really good at them, right? You must be good at RTS to actually make the videos out of it. And yeah, so, and not always you succeed, right? Sometimes mission can go for like an hour, you lose, and then re-record everything and try again, right? Would be a bit of a pain, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll pick some of those games up, right? Who knows? But yeah, anyways, there's few things here. Also, no sound, no music, so I'm probably gonna place some background noise as of now, right? And then, so yeah, so it's not so quiet. But yeah, there's model viewer, player test, terrain test, jogging around Atlanta, right? Which is kind of interesting, and we're gonna check out model viewer, right? So there is something here, right? So we have a dude, right? Fully modeled, right? Very 97, as you can see, and kind of gives me like Resident Evil vibes a bit, the look of it, right? So we can kind of, moving around a bit, check him out fully in 3D, right? So yeah, the thing is though, things do go flying when you slowly tap you know, the action buttons. So, you know, should be careful there, but that's one of the dudes. And there's also several other ones. So let me check out more. I forgot how to do it, but it's okay, right? So it's the same guy, but there's more, right? So there's test model, which is this one. Then there's Commando and Flame Tank. So the Commando is very low poly. Right? It flies all over the place as well. And you can see very low poly in, you know, comparison. Apparently, as far as info went, it just doesn't read it properly for whatever reason. The textures are there, but they don't render properly. So there's that, right? So who knows how this dude really would look like? But in comparison, he looks terrible, right? You know. Also, the previous guy actually has animations as well, which is walking and running animation. We'll see that later. This one's just this T-pose. It's more or less T-pose, if you can say. There's no animations as well. Possibly, maybe this was the last thing they worked on until the you know, the whole thing was scrapped and forgotten, right? But yeah, and then there's Flame Tank, right, which is very zoomed in, but it's this one, right? So very Command and Conquer, right? I'm pretty sure it's also in the RTS games, right? Maybe Red Alert or some other ones, right? But this one's like a static object. We actually can't, I believe, use it or interact with it. I think. I mean, we'll try, but I think we couldn't do that. So yeah, it's something like this, right? And that's pretty much it as far as these models go. But some other information pointed out that there is like more unused textures, right, inside the disk or the you know, the files that you can't access like this, right? You must use some, you know, specific like programs maybe to check them out. So, but I don't have them, so, and I actually don't know how to do that. Never done that before. Maybe someday I will. So, you know, could show more when it comes to all of these things, right? But yeah, this is pretty much what this, at least I guess, tech demo as is, right, has. So there's that. But yeah, this is a thing, right? I'm gonna go back to test model again, right? Kind of a bit weird. Flies all over the place. But you know, this is probably the most kind of finished asset in the whole you know, prototype tech demo. So yeah, but let's gonna exit the scene. Right, check out player test, which is on the map, I believe. There's two maps as well. One is you know, kind of like game map, and yeah, we kind of go with this dude, right? You can see that. I mean, it's a T-pose, right? It's a pretty bad one. There is more stuff with this, right, which kind of showcases the engine, right? Info, I guess. Doesn't really show FPS. From my understanding, it's more like movement type of thing. But yeah, so there's this guy kind of floating around, going through things. There's no collision. And my understanding, we can climb into things. When you press select, there's this, which is like an empty, I guess, placeholder. There should be, or maybe, you know, the idea was to put some options here, right? Because in previous menu, when you press select, that opens up the menu to change things, but you know, here is just this, right? It's kind of like a barcode type of thingy, which is, I believe, a placeholder. The red line on the side, I have no idea what that is. It kind of goes all over the place. And we can also do this, which would be the third person. It's very bad, very like barely touching the D-pad goes crazy when it comes to, you know, yeah, we can do this, right, to make people actually puke. But yeah, it's like barely tapping it kind of goes insane. So it's very bad. But this would be the third person, which is really bad, right? I mean, camera should be way up when it comes to third person. And later on you'll see, I guess, how they wanted it to look like. But this is with this dude. So also there is more. So we're gonna exit the scene again and go with terrain test, right? Which I'm pretty sure plays with the other dude, and is gonna be, you know, better experience. Same map, right? But you can see it's actually way more polished. You can kind of move around as well normally. Again, for third person, camera should be a bit further, maybe away or at least up, right? So you can see something. But yeah, he does run as well. Right, not really faster, but he runs, and you know, there's like a base here or something like that. But fully animated, right? And not the worst animation as far as walking goes, right? Backward walks as well, it works as well, right? And all that. Graphically, kind of big map, but it's kind of an illusion because we move very slowly, so it kind of feels that it's huge or, you know, bigger than usual. Because again, it's PS1, right? And when it comes to PS1, there really wasn't games that, you know, had like really open world. Because, you know, things just go glitchy, can't be run properly and all that. So there should be a bridge. There kinda is, but it barely works, right? There's some water as well. You know, texture. I think there was like a lake as well a little bit further. And there's something here, which also seems like a bridge. Or at least idea of one, right? Seems that way, and then there's like a lake, and that's pretty much what this map has. Because I, you know, kind of checked it out with exploring. And you can see like here it goes way smooth, and then here it starts lagging because there's more things going on. And again, that's like PS1 issue, because, you know, it's not as powerful to really run stuff like that. So there's like already out of bounds, and we can go through everything as well, all the trees and whatnot. And yeah, so, you know, not much obviously. But I don't know, like, you know, as a early Renegade thingy, that's not the worst thing. Maybe would be interesting what this would be, right? But yeah, and from my understanding, we can't climb into the thing. Also, yeah, you can do this, by the way, and you can go in the static camera. Actually, right, check the dude out completely. Again, very Resident Evil type of way. But yeah. But climbing in and driving around, I at least, you know, haven't found a way. Pretty sure we can't, right? Select also doesn't work. So, yeah, and you can do this, right? Kind of run away from the camera and all that. And going up there, gonna take some time. I think there was nothing there, but you know, let's go and check it out. Why not? And yeah. So who knows? But I think that this was a bit too ambitious for PS1. And the second map, as we're gonna, you know, go, you'll see that it kind of tries one like interesting trick, you know, I would say, to make the things look kind of bigger as well. So, and this is it, right? This is kind of like a starting point and all that, right? So we can kind of see how far PS1 can take it. Right. I mean, you know, again, ambitious, right? But it glitches out, it doesn't read things properly, there's also nothing there, right? It's just out of bounds, really, and that's pretty much as far as, you know, this Commando game, Renegade early prototype goes. So yeah, let's check out the other thing, which is the last thing, right? Jogging around Atlanta. And yeah, this is from, like, I think Sports Car GT map. I think that's the game's name. Right, so there it is, right, with everything in it, actually. Right, those are real brands. And it's a track, right, it's a racing track. There's Coca-Cola, right, so this is probably the most interesting one. Atlanta, kind of a track, possibly a real one, because again, it's from, like, you know, real racing game that actually exists. And yeah, I guess they worked on it, right? The company probably worked on it, they had assets to it. It is a bit glitchy, as you can see in the distance. I feel like maybe when it comes to the EPSX, it did run this a bit better, the distant land, right? The LOD, if you may. I believe so, but I could be wrong, I don't remember. Sadly, EPSX doesn't really work well on my new PC. It worked way better on my old one, so I'm on the dock station, but this works fine on the dock as well, right? And yeah, it's like a real racing track. And apparently the files do have a lot of assets, actually, from that racing game, right? It's this track particular, there's some cars and whatnot, and all that. And I mentioned the trick, right? The trick here is that the character is very small, right? And the land is normal. But the character is small, and it gives you illusion that this is like an open world and really kind of huge map, but it isn't. And also we move very slowly, right? So it gives you that illusion that this is like giant, which is an interesting way of doing things, but it, I don't think, would work well, right, at all. So yeah, but there's quite a bit of assets, right? They're not finished, it seems like this track's not finished. I will assume it was maybe different engine that this was ported on, right? But there is some house, there's some vehicle, right? Kind of went into it, can't drive it, sadly, but yeah, there is some house as well, which also is just, you know, a thing we can go through. And overall we are already out of bounds, but it's kind of interesting to see this, and I guess there's a bit to explore as well. But yeah, real brands, right? So obviously this is not something that would be in the you know, the finished game, if they would ever finish it, right? But yeah, you can have a comparison, right? This ledge, for example, right, and the character, you can see that, you know, there's like a height thingy, and it seems like the character is just very small in comparison to everything that's here. But not all of it, right? Like these things right here seem almost normal, as they should be, right? Or a bit smaller even. But yeah, also there's some trucks up there. So yeah, I can actually go up. And so we're kind of going through. But there's some trucks, which is kind of cool. And overall there's, yeah, more assets, but it's really time consuming to get there. And then yeah, but the point is, this is, I guess, one way you could do like semi-open world, like 3D open world on PS1, right? I would say this is kind of like that, because you can see it's a pretty giant map, right? You know, running around shooting dudes and all that, which Renegade is. Could be interesting, but again, I don't think it would ever work on PS1 hardware, because yeah, the loading things So they kind of came up with all kinds of tricks, and this is one of them, which I kind of find interesting. So yeah, we're gonna run a bit more, and then I guess I'll just gonna pretty much end this, right, because there's nothing else here. Right, we'll again select, does it bring us any new? Just a placeholder, right? So I guess maybe the next thing they wanted to maybe is to add like those other assets, right? You know, maybe driving a tank could be much faster as well, right? But they probably never got to that point. But then again, who knows? Maybe there is like version 2 of this, right? Because this is, I believe, version 1. And somewhere, right, on some hard drive, maybe in some attic, right, somewhere. Who knows? But yeah, there's Pontiac, right? Real car brand, Goodyear as well, Exxon, of course. And it's, you know, a racing track. And I believe the game was called Sports Car GT or something on those lines on PS1, I believe. Right? Maybe PC, but I think, you know, it was on PS1 as well. Yeah, the crowd looks as they always do. Very 97, right? That's how people used to look in 97. Bunch of, you know, colorful dots. But yeah. And yeah, I mean, and just jogging, right, in Atlanta. Peacefully. So, you know, this is basically a jogging simulator right now. So I actually don't know if there's a game like that. Right, there's been a lot of simulators, but is there really a jogging simulator? So there's idea, probably $1 million idea, right? So someone should make one of those. Could sell, especially if you have some, you know, good-looking ladies, right, jogging. And I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, jogging simulator 2025 could be a thing. I don't know if it exists though. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, so and it seems like Distant Land here works way better as well. Actually, it almost seems good as far as PS1 goes. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But it's the whole track, from what I understand. I think when I tested, and I actually tested this like last year, I did run through it. So yeah, tested it, was curious what this is when I was kind of checking up information about these unreleased games and whatnot on my crappy laptop. But it was when I was gone as well, so yeah, I think I did run through it, but there was nothing too interesting when it comes to this. Off topic, by the way, learned that apparently 51% of internet is bots. No joke, look it up, right? So I just wondered what comments I will get. Because I've been having those interesting comments way more when it comes to my videos sometimes as well, right? I'm not accusing, by the way, anyone of being a bot, but I do those comments myself, right? Very bot-like comments. But the fact that there's like 51% bots, which means there's more, literally more, you know, bots than actual people, users, right, online, which is a little bit scary to think, right? But again, I don't know really where that, you know, statistic comes from, right? Again, it's internet, everybody can really, you know, come up with something like that and just post it, and it can fly, and, you know, everybody believes that. But yeah, so there's more Pontiac or half of it on the billboard right there. That's some car as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Jogging around Atlanta. Why not? You know. But yeah, I think we're not gonna go, well, maybe a bit further than that. It's just, you know, for the sake of our, you know, for the workout, I guess. But that seems like there's nothing else. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it probably right here. Right, so yeah, you know what, let's go there. There's more. So Racer Wholesale, right, 800. We can actually call them, you know, ask them what's up. Couple cars as well there. But yeah, so basically that's, you know, the Command and Conquer Commando early tech demo. Right? Really not a game here, so I wouldn't call this like a prototype game, you know, because there's no gameplay. You kind of have a dude running around, and that's pretty much it, right? But still kind of interesting games. Like very high chance, like 90% this is what Renegade became afterwards. Right? This is kind of early idea of that, which I think is great. I think it's awesome, interesting in my opinion at least. You know, I like this sort of thing. Is it a shame this never came out? Not really. Again, I don't think PS1 was kind of ready for some game like this on this scale at least. If this would be like a simple, you know, third-person shooter, sure, it would be awesome addition for the PS1. But they really tried to go big with this, right? And I mean, you know, Renegade kind of did. So yeah, I guess at the end, right? I mean, we did get Renegade 20, I don't know, plus years ago when it came out, 2002, something like that. So yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, so anyways, thanks for the watch, right? You know, check out more unreleased videos, right, from me, maybe someone else as well, who knows. And yeah, like, subscribe, why not? It would help, right, to grow the channel and more people could see this, right? Always comment, again, comment whatever, it doesn't matter what the comment is, it does, you know, push the video. I keep stressing that sometimes as well, you know, because it's true, right? Apparently it's good to have comments. The more comments you have, the better for the video as well. So yeah, so that's the thing as well. But yeah, it's okay. Bye.